Anna, thanks for doing this, first of all. And what's it been like? Have you had a time to just kind of sit back and look at the season you guys had?
Oh yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel real. I still feel like it almost hasn't set in yet, and I'm just still riding on such a high of what an amazing final finale I had.
Yeah, MASCAC championship, and then you made it to Ithaca. But go back to, that championship and leading up to that final game. That part of the year I know is tough for athletes because you've been going for months and months. So not just the physical part, but I'm sure the mental part of sports at that part, right, is tough.
Yes, definitely. It was definitely a hard time. We had such a young team this year. I mean, there were two of us, me and my co-captains. It was us and then sophomores. So it was definitely a younger team, and it was a lot leading up to that. And they just didn't know what it was. So we spent a lot of time going over what it was. I know we showed them videos of when we won the MASCAC. I believe it was my junior year. And we just showed them the raw emotion of us just falling on the floor and sobbing and celebrating. And we were like, this is what we can do. And they all bought in. And I mean, we really had to push through, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, so what is it like when there's just a few of you that are the upperclassmen?
Um, it can be difficult, but this year it just wasn't. We like to call it buying in, and some years we've had a hard time having the girls buy in because it's a lot to understand, it's a lot to grasp, but you're new to college and everything. But this year these girls, they just trusted us with everything, and they bought into what we told them. They wanted to be there, they wanted to work hard. I mean, they were coming early, they were asking for help, and they just cared so much about being there, and they really did buy into the program and everything we had to offer. So it was a great year, and they just trusted us with everything. So it was great.
That's fantastic. So when you say buy-in, what are some examples of that? Is it just the fact of transitioning into college?
Yeah, and I think transitioning into how different college sports are from high school. High
Yeah.
school sports can be really competitive, but it's a totally different level, and the dedication is just so much more. I mean, we're playing two matches every Sunday or every Saturday, and that's a lot. Practice every day. We like to come early, do work beforehand. So, I mean, we're getting a lot of time in, eating right, staying healthy, all of those things. It can be a lot and it can be overwhelming. I mean, we have study sessions, all of that stuff. And it's definitely a lot, and it can be hard and very overwhelming. And I think that this year the girls just handled it well. They trusted that we said it would all work out in the end and all this hard work would pay off. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that I mean that obviously that first year, I mean you go from a senior in high school where it doesn't matter what division it is, you're a superstar usually at that
Right.
last year, and then you come in and
Mhm.
that probably can be overwhelming that first year, that first week, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I remember when I was a freshman, I was just so scared. I was always scared, nothing that anyone did. It's scary. The pace of the game is so much faster
Yeah.
than well, some of the higher levels in high school can be. And it can definitely be overwhelming and scary. But I mean, these girls really took on the challenge, and it was really fast. They got used to it and did a great job.
What was that experience like going to Ithaca? I know you guys didn't win, but obviously getting to there is huge.
Oh yeah, it was great. I think for the program moving forward, it's amazing too. Having such a large freshman class experience what it's like going to the NCAA tournament is wonderful. I mean, we had so much fun all being in the hotel, driving up
Yeah.
there. Everything was great. And it's just so wonderful to be in the gym and watching these games because these girls at the NCAA tournament are at such a higher level than
Yeah.
us. And it's really great to have a goal and see kind of what's out there. And I mean, we're so proud to win the MASCAC, but then it's crazy that we get to go to these and watch these teams that are just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, congrats to all your awards too. I know that maybe right away you don't want to focus on awards, but now that we've had a few months to go by, but great accolades, great honors that you get to share that first team honors.
Mhm. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah, I owe it all to my team. So.
Yeah. So take us to do things change for you as a player once you get to your fourth year in terms of how you work, or is it kind of the same schedule?
It's the same schedule. It definitely changes mentally a lot. I
Yeah.
think that, as you progress through it, they like to talk about being like a smart player. When I was a freshman, I was not a smart player. Even sophomore year, it didn't click yet. And we always talk about it clicking at different times. And I think as I started to get into my fourth and fifth year, it just clicked. I knew where to place the ball. I knew, I've been playing against these girls for so long now. I kind of knew their tendencies. So I definitely feel like I was able to get into this routine and just kind of know what to do.
Okay, so for people who have no clue, volleyball, I'm still learning. Outside hitter is your position?
Yes,
No-
yep, I'm
oh,
an outside hitter.
okay, so that's basically what it is, right?
Yep, yep. So I'm on the outside on the left side hitting.
Yeah. And I know people like they play beach volleyball and they think it's just the same. It's so much easier, right?
Yeah, they do. It's not. I can
Yeah.
tell you that. It's not the same at all, that's for sure.
When did you start finding a passion and love for this?
I started, it was eighth grade. My sister played volleyball in high school, and I was like, well, that looks so cool. I always played soccer before that, and then I started it, and I loved it, and I haven't looked back ever since.
Yeah, so where you grew up and talk about Harwinton, Connecticut, which I had to look on the map. I know it's close to Bristol, which is where
Yeah.
ESPN is, so everyone knows that. But
Yep.
so what was that like growing up in that area?
Definitely a really small town,
Yeah.
close-knit community, really small school. Athletically, it was great. Soccer is really big in my town. And we're partnered kind of with the town next to us at our middle and high school. So I always was doing soccer there and then kind of switched into the volleyball program. And it was a little hard to get into just because it's not huge over in that area, but it's definitely starting to grow.
And then how did you get to Framingham State?
Coach Casali reached out to me. I was
Yes.
actually considering going to school in Florida. That was my number one was Florida Southern. I wasn't going to play volleyball, and then I was kind of looking into it. He reached out to me, and I went out to the school, took a tour with him, and I fell in love with the school. And I mean, taking a tour with him is the best. It was probably like a
Yeah.
3 or 4 hour tour. It was
Oh,
definitely a long
wow.
one. He always takes the recruits on really long tours, but it was wonderful. I just started to fall in love with the school and the program.
So he just watched you, or did you send in anything talking about volleyball to him?
So I was on a recruiting profile, but when I played club, my team played his team
Oh,
and we absolutely smoked his team. And
okay.
he said that he remembered me and my dad and he saw my profile and wanted to reach out.
Yeah, it's and again, every division of college sports, the recruiting is really huge. 'Cause just your story, I mean, you were close to not going, but Coach
Mhm.
Casale really helped ignite getting you to Framingham.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He does so much work with recruiting. It is crazy. I mean, we would get a day off and I'd come in the next day and ask him how his day off was and he'd be saying he was at tournaments, games,
Yeah.
watching girls and everything. He definitely is really, really dedicated to the recruiting process, which helps us have such a strong program.
Yeah, I've got to know him, and he seems for someone his age is very progressive. It can be, it's hard for anyone. The older you get, you separate from younger people, but he seems like he's a big kid and easy to talk to too and get
Oh,
along with.
absolutely. Yeah.
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 Is that important to you? I imagine that's important, just that comfort level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has been just a phenomenal coach and like just a life mentor too. I mean, there have been
Yeah.
so many times I've just been like feeling down about life and I'll just go sit in his office and he'll just talk to you and he'll help you. He knows so much and he really genuinely cares about all his players. I mean, I've played for so many coaches and I think it's really rare to find a coach like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That just the comfort level, things you don't think about. But it is cool just going back to your story, how not just athletically, but like who knows where your career now off sports will
Mhm.
land because you came to Framingham. I mean, it's kind of neat to see origin of your story and where that goes. And you know, eh, if you went to Florida, could have worked too, but interesting to see how it will turn out, right? Do you think
Oh,
about
yeah.
that?
I do often think about that. If I went to Florida, I was thinking of majoring in marketing or business. And when I went
Wow.
to Framingham, I ended up doing elementary education. I adore it. I absolutely love it. I could not see my life being any other path. I am so happy with my career choice. And I mean, Framingham has an absolutely insane education program. I mean, it has been wonderful. My professors, the staff, everything has been so great, and I am so thankful for it. So yeah, I definitely can see it. What would happen if I went to Florida, and I think
Yeah.
I definitely made the right decision going to Framingham.
And now your major on it's education technology. Is that what you're doing
Yep.
for graduate? Okay, so what is that?
So it's learning about basically technology and education and the different ways to incorporate it in your classroom. I'm taking courses that are going specifically into like math. I'm working with assistive technology, kind of all the different aspects of technology and education. There's endless amounts, and it has been a really great program. I've learned so much so far.
Yeah, and it's nice with technology that you can do it fully online, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah, it is great. And I think we always talk about in our undergrad how important it is to use technology in our classroom, but there's
Yeah.
no real kind of standard for how you should be using it. So I feel like now I'm learning that. So it's really going to help me in my future career.
Yeah. Do you envision these giant, I don't know, windows where you can expand with your hands? Like they're going to make some kind of
I
smart
right.
chalkboard or something, right? I think
Yeah,
that
it's
would be
gonna be
coming at some point,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's great too because we're learning a lot of tools and research about how to stay up to date with the new technology and all of that. So it's great.
So Framingham State has really been a good catalyst for you, not only for volleyball, but your education too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I just the education program has been so wonderful and all the professors and it has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can't speak highly enough of it.
So what is your future goal? What do you want to do?
So I just passed my last MTEL. So I'm now a certified teacher in Massachusetts. So
Nice.
since I live in Connecticut, I am trying to currently get that certification to transfer over to Connecticut. And then the
Okay.
goal is for next school year to be a full-time teacher.
And that would be in Connecticut? Yeah.
Yep.
That's fantastic. That's great. Well, appreciate you doing this, and you'll be friends of the program, and you're an alum soon. So welcome
Yes.
to the
Yeah.
family.
Yes, definitely.